So, because I reacted to Dave Rome's video entitled Top Foreign Celebrities Who Insulted Filipinos, I think that YouTube has decided to suggest to me more and more of his videos. So today I open the application and I see one of his videos that grabbed my attention because of the title. It says, "The Filipino Genius Who Shook the World." Of course, when you have a clickbait title like this, I got really interested and now I want to know who this Filipino genius is, and I thought, why not react to it? Hopefully this video is a little bit more interesting than the other one that I reacted to. I mean, it was interesting, but I felt like there wasn't really a point to it because those foreigners weren't necessarily really insulting Filipinos. It was very confusing. So hopefully this one is more legit, okay? But if you are new to the channel, welcome. Maligayang pagbabalik sa aking channel. My name is Ovela. I'm a sound engineer, beat maker, and content creator on YouTube, this platform that we all love dearly. And with that being said, let's get on with it.
This mysterious Filipino genius shook the entire world, not just regular people, but also big organizations like the FBI and the Pentagon. No one could track his location for 30 years. What's mind-boggling is how this one Filipino man managed to shake the whole world. We need to understand more about what he did, why he did it, and how his actions affected the whole world. Looking deeper into his story might reveal more about what made him so frightening and why he could make everyone so uneasy everywhere. Make sure to watch the entire video because every detail is crucial. He did not make people scared around the world for attention. The last time he was seen in public was 30 years ago, where he covered his face and let his lawyer answer most questions. After that, no one knew where he was for 3 decades. In the early 2000s, the world was swept in the excitement of the computer era, following months of concern about the anticipated Y2K catastrophe, where computer systems were feared to malfunction during the transition from the 1990 to 2000. The new millennium began without major issues. The prevalence of home computing and widespread internet access marked this period, without many viewing the internet as a positive, albeit somewhat mysterious, advancement in human history. At 23 years old, he was finishing his computer science degree at AMA Computer College in Manila. But in Manila, the only available option for home internet.
Was he a hacker, like a very talented hacker or something like that?
Was a costly dial-up connection, and his family could not afford it. Even though he believed internet access was a basic right, it was limited to those who could buy dial-up passwords because of the
Yep, that's a problem that still persists in developing countries like the Philippines or even poorer countries, right? I'm originally from Algeria. That's where I grew up for many years, right? And then I went to Morocco, lived in Morocco, lived in Kenya, lived here in Canada. So yeah, but like I always have the option to go back to Algeria and live there if I wanted to. But as a content creator on YouTube, I require a very good connection to the internet. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to upload the way I want to. So I cannot live in Algeria because the internet connection in Algeria is legit abysmal. It's ridiculously slow. So if they ever fix it, I could consider living a few months in Algeria. I know that in the Philippines the connection is better than in Algeria. There are ways to get a great connection. I mean, that's why so many Filipino or even foreign YouTube creators go to the Philippines, stay in the Philippines, live in the Philippines, and still manage to create videos, right? So that is a possibility for me after visiting the Philippines for the first time, to maybe someday decide to stay in the Philippines for a few months and perhaps even, I don't know, buy some equipment that I can keep in the Philippines so that when I visit the Philippines, I can, make videos there. So we will see. But yeah, the internet is a basic right, like having access to the internet is a basic right, and it should be developed in every country. It should be fast and accessible in every country, and it's still not the case, unfortunately.
Fairness, he saw, he got an idea for his college thesis, a program called
Trojan
that could
horse.
automatically gather internet passwords from any computer it got into. He argued it wasn't stealing, since the people still had their own internet access and did
So yeah, he was a popular hacker. Yes, the Trojan. That's basically a virus. It's considered a virus, the Trojan horse. Yeesh. That's why very quickly I understood that using a PC under Windows was not the best idea. I noticed that if you have a Mac, your information and your content inside of your computer is better protected. Like, I've been using a Mac computer for at least 15 years now, and I've never had a virus. And I believe one time I did get like maybe a Trojan, I don't know what they call it. I got something in my computer, but it was very easily removed. Like, I removed it myself. But on Windows, I remember when I used to use Windows, I got like viruses, I got them constantly, and it was a pain in my ass.
lose anything. But his college professors didn't like the idea and said no to his thesis. He thought they were close minded and didn't want to believe he could easily find weakness in computer systems. He improved his program and started testing it in real situations. He joined local message boards and chatted with people who did not seem very familiar with computers. He would then send them a file claiming it was a photo of himself.
Ah,
However, the file wasn't a photo,
it was
it was a
encrypted.
script
Yeah.
that would run by itself when open. Look
Damn,
for internet passwords on
smart
the computer
dude.
and send anything it found back to him.
Wow, that
The
is
plan kept him
nuts.
connected to the internet for months, but he realized that his program had more potential, and he was eager to witness it in action himself.
That's criminal. I'm sorry, that's criminal. You're invading other people's privacy. How can you do that? How can you not realize that that's wrong? You know what I'm saying? So, even if his intent was not negative, it's still a criminal action, in my book. Like, you can't do that. But clearly, the dude was smart. So maybe he was the first guy to invent a virus? I don't know, or a way to steal information remotely?
The Filipino man who spread fear worldwide was Onel de Guzman. Onel de Guzman, like many hackers, never
Finally,
thought
we
that
get his
his
name.
love bug worm would get much attention.
De Guzman. Yes, that is definitely a Filipino name.
But when he released it into the wild in 2000, it spread farther
2000.
and faster than had ever been seen before, and left billions of dollars of
Who knew?
damages in its wake. In 2000, Onel made significant
I really hope that this information is accurate.
modifications to his password stealing program. First, he eliminated its geographical limitations. Instead of only focusing on computers in Manila, the uploaded Trojan could now operate anywhere in the world. Next,
Yeah.
he made it so the program could spread on its own. When it found a new person, it would use a program in Microsoft Outlook.
Doesn't that remind you of AI, artificial intelligence? Like, if you let artificial intelligence, run by itself and have no limitations, no rules, no nothing. I mean, can you imagine what could happen to this world? It will be ruled by AI. It's so freaking scary.
To send a copy of itself to everyone in that person's email contacts. This turned it into a complete computer worm.
Yeah.
Then he added some new things the worm could do. It didn't just steal passwords, it also replaced random files with copies of itself. This meant its influence grew each time someone tried to open a file that was infected. After that, he understood that people...
It overwhelms the system. It overwhelms computers. It reminds me of a virus or a Trojan malware, that just... It's a very annoying virus. It just keeps popping, like pop-ups, like Windows. Pop, 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 pop. It's so freaking annoying.
Worldwide probably wouldn't care about opening a file claiming to be his self-portrait. So he gave the program a new look. He thought people really wanted to find love. So he named the email I Love You and attached a love letter.
God.
Thinking that most people would definitely open it. At 1 a.m. on May 4, 2000, Onel picked his first target, a Filipino man in Singapore. He sent the man a copy of the worm, then went out for drinks with a friend. When he came back home later that day, his life took a drastic turn. The love bug worm was way more successful than he thought it would be. As the day started around the world, people checked their emails, saw the I love you message, opened it, and caused a chain reaction of infections as the worm spread to everyone in their contacts. In just a few hours, many email servers got flooded, and millions of people got hit by the worm. Companies worldwide had to stop their email systems because the worm was spreading. Even the Pentagon and the British Parliament had to defend against it.
And this is still ongoing, man. There are still people trying to steal other people's information. I mean, just recently, the trailer of GTA 6, the very popular upcoming Rockstar game, got stolen, and released, I believe it was on Twitter, aka X. So it kind of ruined the release of the trailer for Rockstar, and they had to release the official one a few hours before they intended to. And then a few days later, the video game company Insomniac, who released their video game Spider-Man 2, also they got hacked and they got a lot of their information stolen. It really just ruins people's lives for nothing, man. It's ugh. And obviously these hackers, what do they want? They want money. They want money. I don't feel like this guy wanted money. I feel like he was just smart and he was testing out a few things here and there, but it was still a criminal act.
Police were quickly able to narrow down their search to the Philippines. They tracked the email address registered there, specifically to an apartment in Manila where Onel lived with his sister. Onel's mother found out that there was a manhunt for a hacker in Manila.
Damn.
And knowing that her son enjoyed hacking, called him and warned him. Fearing a police raid, she then hit his computer, though she accidentally left the disks containing his worm out in the open.
No.
When police arrived at the apartment the next day, Onel was not there, but his sister's boyfriend, Ramones, was. Police arrested Ramones and put a warrant out for Onel. But because hacking and malware creation were crimes in the Philippines, they were not sure what charges would apply. Onel hired a lawyer and laid low in his mother's house for days, afraid to use a computer or go outside, as he became globally known as the Love Bug's creator. At a press conference, he hid his face as his lawyer answered questions for him, but did speak up once to tell the reporters that he may have released the worm by accident. The prosecutors thought about accusing Onel of credit card fraud, but they soon realized they did not have enough evidence to move forward. The charges they were thinking of needed a proof of criminal intent, and Onel's statement in a press conference that the release might have been accidental made proving intent almost impossible. Onel had always been shy and fearful of publicity.
Clearly, he looks
and
very
the global
shy.
chaos surrounding the love bug scared him to his core. For a year after the incident, he didn't touch a computer, and he never went back to his college to complete his degree.
Wow.
He eventually became a cell phone technician, and in 2020 he admitted for the first time that he had created the love bug and that he deeply regretted it. He still feels embarrassed and ashamed every time a friend brings up the love bug or asks him about it.
Who knew,
And he's
man?
not sure how he'll explain his illicit past to his children. In the end, love bug spread to over 80 million computers, caused as much as 8.7 billion in damages.
Oh boy.
Lovebug wasn't the most destructive malware in history, and Onel did not create it to be. It's worth mentioning that Filipinos are smart people.
But was it the first one though? Was it the first one?
And have lots of potential. But
yeah.
corruption and lack of opportunities often mean that many talents aren't used. Still, Filipinos globally are making big contributions, like working as nurses, domestic helpers, mariners, and many more. Remember, making the virus initially was to get internet access. This highlights that when chances are limited, some might turn to questionable means to manage.
Yeah.
On the other hand, when there are opportunities, Filipinos can achieve impressive things.
Yeah. Okay, so I enjoyed this video, but under one condition, that the information that's been provided is actually true. If it's the case, then it's great. I had no idea that a Filipino was behind the Trojan love bug. And it just also shows that Filipinos are so sweet. I mean, the guy named it the love bug. You know, if his intent was, to destroy, to steal, to actually hack negatively, I don't think he would have named it the love bug, right? It's the love bug. It's so cute. But it's still criminal in my opinion. You should, stealing from afar via the internet is the exact same thing as in going to somebody's house and stealing from them, stealing an object or whatever, you know? So definitely do not do that. But I do agree that everybody should have access to internet. Absolutely. Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts about this Filipino genius. Was he a genius? Sure, I guess we could call him a genius. So, did he shake the world? Did he? He infected many millions of computers. So can we consider that shaking the world? Sure, okay, fine. The title is not that clickbaity, you know, the Filipino genius who shook the world. Fine, he did it, okay? I admit it. Are you happy? Okay, so let me know in the comment section below your thoughts. Maraming salamat po. And of course, if you found value in this video, do not hesitate to check out my other reaction videos right here.